Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Heather with Rose Hill Paper Cottage, and I just want to share this journal I created. She is named Charlotte. Both because of the collection that I mainly used inside is called Charlotte from Raindrop Lila, but also because this is actually an old book cover from Jane Eyre, which was by Charlotte Bronte. So I just love the shabbiness of this cover. So I really embraced that whole aesthetic, and then just kind of did this little patchwork spine, and I just love how aged it is. I added a little bit of like gold to the edges and things like that, but it is very worn, a very loved, book. So really super, super cute. And I think it measures like, it's a little bit, I think it's a little over 4.5 by like 7, I think, something like that. So inside here, I put a pocket on the front, and then did like this floral cutout there, the piano roll, really cute. Some embossing. I just really wanted to have this this very like homey kind of feel, to it. So I created like this was like a wall in the house, and framed that little piece there, which is actually from chapter 1 papers, and put it on like the wall, like the wallpaper. But yeah, I just love the overall feminine shabby feel to this whole journal. So, and I'll put all the makers below. I think I use like 4 different ones. That's like a grain sack tag. And then behind it is some embossed rose watercolor paper. So that could actually be, you could use watercolors on it and paint. And I believe that piece there is from Ruby and Pearl, that printable. So I put a little bit of ephemera in the pockets. I just like adding that so that you can become creative and do what you want with it. And then I printed that image there onto tissue paper or like a tracing paper, which is from the Charlotte collection. But just really fun to kind of like do some different things, with it. And then on the side over here, I created a pocket and I just, layered some embossed paper over it. I just love it. I think it's such a pretty image. And a handmade tag, which is with actual book page from this, from the book that I actually removed from inside. And then an old, recipe from a cookbook. And then this is the center of the first signature. And that's from the paper Cameo, that blue digital there, from her Something Blue kit. And this is another piece of tissue that I printed out from Raindrop Lila's kit. And then another piece of book page. But these would be just fun pieces to just create some other, ephemera with. And to, kind of customize the journal and make it your own, but still having lots and lots of writing space. So there's some mulberry paper that I backed on the back of the digital. And then this is some authentic wallpaper, another piece from an old quilt. And then I embossed some book page. And then this is like an old, from an old notebook. So extra journaling space. And then another grain sack tag. And I added like lots of colorful sari that would, just kind of blended and, looked good with the different images. So there's the other side of that pocket. And then I just put some, extra pieces in there and an extra scrap. And then the wax seal that I made. And then on the other side is an embossed, or actually that's texture paste onto an old book page. And then there's some more writing area underneath. And then a pressed, leaf from like an evergreen maybe or something. And then I added this butterfly. That's also from the Paper Cameos kit. And then on the back there is, a kit from Raindrop Lila. I can't remember the name of that one, but I'll put all that information below. So I created like a little tuck pocket there. And there's another little pocket there with a little bit of ephemera in it. And the pocket's made with actually antique music paper. And then some embossed paper there and some piano roll behind it. So here I created like a little frame that flips up, and I embossed an old book cover with it. And it's really neat. I backed it, with an old envelope, and then I created a pocket at the bottom of it so that you could change out your image and put whatever you want there. And I just used a piece of wallpaper and just added it for now, but you could do whatever you wanted to do, there. I just thought it was, super pretty. I love it. And then some more piano roll there. And then the bottom has like a little eyelet. And then there's more writing space there. So just really, really fun and shabby. Lots of room to write in. Lots of pieces to use throughout. For creating, what you want in Charlotte. An old French book page, and I've added a little bit of lace there. And then here's an embossed pocket that's got kind of like a little bit of a secret little flip. So you could, journal or put something there. And it's just held with one of the little baby paper clips. And then there's an authentic piece of wallpaper in the pocket there. So it's a beautiful wallpaper piece. And I just love the coloring of the back of it. And I love the image on the front. It's beautiful. And I created a little flip out here. So I made like a little pocket, put a little tag in it. And then there's a little bit of, vintage eyelet trim on the top. And then antique wall ledger paper. And then this pretty center of butterflies. And that's from the Paper Cameos kit. So they're just so beautiful. I just love them. So cute. And then here's a little corner pocket. This actually comes apart. And if you've seen a previous video of when I made these seed packet parcels, then, you'll see more of that in that. But it opens up and everything. And then here's an old French postcard. And isn't that writing something? Oh, that's so pretty. It's beautiful. I love it. And I put some, distressed tape up the top because it actually does have a little bit of a tear there. So I add a little bit of butterfly to this pretty hanky that has like a little light blue trim to it. An old envelope on the back, and then there's a pocket here. So there's a little bit of a nod to butterflies, and a botanical kind of theme throughout. Not overly done, but, every few pages there's something. So this is a tag that I made in my last design team project for Ruby and Pearl, and then another piece of watercolor paper. So you could get out your watercolors and have fun, or just tear it up and use it in different ways. I think that paper is from like the Daisy kit from Raindrop Lila. I love mixing, different digitals, different, from different kits. They all lend themselves to go so well, together. And then that is actually from the Charlotte kit that, which you kind of see run throughout as well, that floral. But it reminds me of like a beautiful wallpaper. So there's a little pocket there too on the back side of that flip. And then I created this tag, this botanical flower that I had pressed a couple years ago. And I used Edith Holden book page and then some ledger on the back. So super pretty. And then another butterfly up there on old ledger. And that actually could be like a little tuck. So you could technically tuck something under there if you really, really wanted to, or just leave it as is. So this page is really fun. I created like a top, little flip, or like a half page, whatever you want to call it. So the page is a Ruby and Pearl image, but then the top part is like a spool, and it is from Raindrop Lila. So I'm getting that page right now to show you. She did like a spool page that's like a couple different sizes. So here it is here. So I cut out the larger one and I cut out two. And so what's on the front is one image, and then what's on the back is another image. And I've used a brad to put it in place. So you can kind of see the back a little bit. And then I just put a little bit of like lace trim, around the bottom of it. So I just thought that was cute. And then another like butterfly, and then that's an actual pocket with a vintage prescription in it. So just some really grungy old paper that you could, utilize to make something or journal on. And then this is die cut roses, which is beautiful. And I just did that on some packaging paper. And then there's like a tiny little, tuck spot there. A cabbage dyed doily. And then a letter from a hotel. And you'll see the other side of it. The lady that wrote that, her handwriting is just gorgeous. So I think it's 1933 from Hotel Grimm. Like, who came up with that name? It's probably like a family name. I didn't research it. And then here's this center page, and I love it. I just love this big, long, or I should say wide, like lace here. Oh, I just think it just looks so pretty and romantic. And then this is a digital from Ruby and Pearl, and I just folded it in half and just, I just thought it was so pretty. It just brought in a lot of the colors. So here's this lady's handwriting, and it's just it's so pretty. Look at that. So beautiful. And then the other side of the cabbage dyed doily. And then here's a botanical. So in my last video, I did a lot of that kind of stuff. And then here's a scrap. Because I thought it was pretty. And then here's a flocked piece of like scrapbook paper. So really pretty. So just lots of little pieces, to just get creative with and to make it your own and, put them wherever you want to. And there's another little pocket right there. And then some of my embossed handmade paper, and it has really tiny little flecks of gold in them. So really pretty. You can kind of see a little bit of it. And I love this blue paper. This is also from the Paper Cameo, and I created it into a pocket, but it's just a gorgeous image. And then there's an old letter, and I think it's like a Dear Daddy letter. I didn't read it, but I saw the Dearest Daddy part, and I thought that was cute. And I think it's written in 42, and it's 2 pages, and I can't remember the little girl's name. Well, she's probably not so little if she's writing, but Evelyn, I think is what it says there. Yeah. So super cute letter, probably. I don't know. She could be asking her dad for money for all I know. I really didn't read it, and I should, but I just never do. And then that pocket is made on a piece of, ledger, and, so it flips open. And then here's another one of like the botanical tags that I made. So it really I just thought it was really pretty. And Charlotte seems like she would love, butterflies and collecting flowers and things like that. And so I just wanted to make this, pretty and feminine and her. So another handmade butterfly there from my paper. And then on the back side here, I took this old envelope, and it's like really old. It's torn in a couple spots, and I embossed on it, or used texture paste actually with the birds. But I added this like tissue paper on the inside, but it's still a very fragile envelope. But I love that. I love that there was cracks and that it was saved. And then there's some more watercolor paper that I embossed with some trees. And then this is like, I think, a wedding invite. Yeah, I think so. And I embossed the top of that with some roses. But there's a lot of, journaling space, or you can, tear it apart and, create things with it. So lots of fun stuff there. And then there's a pocket on the back, and I framed a couple of, like it was the continuation of the wall. And those are from chapter 1 papers. And then the back side there, like I peeled it away like it was wallpaper. And I absolutely love that. So beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this. I loved creating this journal. And again, she's in my Etsy shop if you are interested. So thanks so much for watching. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.